Welcome back into the Let's Look Brad channel. So here I have some coins that I've actually picked up from a gun show that was in Casper. I just got back. I got a bunch of them in here. There's going to be some wheat cents in one bag. There's going to be a bunch of war nickels in the other bag here. We got a nice older Morgan there. I got a couple other coins that are stacked in here. We're going to get out. And then the special mint set that I've never had, but there's something going on. I think the $14 was kind of off where he was actually selling it for, but we'll get that open here in a second. Let me go ahead and get everything spread out, show you what I got. Okay, got everything set out here. So just to give you a quick update though, these two pieces right here, I actually went up to the jewelry store that was up here, and they had a few things for sale in the cabinets. So make sure you go to the jewelry stores also, because they might have silver and small gold portions there that you may be able to buy. It's an Istanbul refinery gold. That's a 1 gram piece there. This was $90. Just to let you know how high gold has jumped up, but that's for a gram is 90 bucks. And I think actually when I was looking up the grams, it was like $117 or $119 a gram for gold. So make sure if you're going to get your gold, try to look as many places as you can as possible to get it as cheap as possible, because all in all, at the end of the day or later on down the road, it's not really going to be much of a premium on them. Just make sure you get what you can for the grams, for the quarter ounces and so forth, so on. And then also I picked up a 10-ounce silver bar. I think this was $3.40 for this one. So basically, if you're talking $34 an ounce, you're basically saying that's what this is. So it's nice to be able to pick these up too from a local shop or somebody that you know or whatnot, so you don't have to pay the taxes on having it shipped and all the fees and everything else. So like I say, make sure you check out your local jewelry stores. But anyhow, we got it all separated out. Let you guys know, like, we did have a bunch of war nickels. I think it's 27 of them total in this stack here. I was going to try to pull out some of the better ones. I do have an album at the house, try to swap some of them out. And then look through also for the errors, the varieties in here. You may be able to have like an S over S or P over P or a D over D, so forth, so on. So we got a chance to look through these to see if we can find a variety. And then also I picked up a bunch of the wheat cents that he had. Not a whole ton of them. I think it was like half a tube, and then another half a tube of steel cents. I think he had like 5 cents a piece on the steel cents and like 6 cents a piece on the pennies there. So, which don't hurt my feelings. It's something to look through. And we also have the album at the house to fill up. If y'all haven't seen that, y'all make sure y'all check out the last few penny hunts that we did, because I pulled out a bunch of wheat cents to fill up an album that we've got going on. Move over here to the 1971 S. This is a 40% silver. It's kind of funny because last night the neighbor sent me a bunch of pictures, and he was going through the 71s and the 73s and so forth, so on, trying to look for a doubling on there, because you can have a peg leg R, so the R can have a peg leg on there. We'll put it up under the scope here in a little bit, and you might have a variety off of that. But yeah, so that's cool. We got a 40% silver Ike there. Pulled out another silver war nickel because I love the war nickels. I don't know why I'm such addicted to them here recently, but anyhow, got another silver war nickel, 44S there. He had $8 on it, which is about par. MS63, you know, that's all in all. Like I say, $8 ain't too bad on it. It's a nice coin. Then I went ahead and pulled the 1857 Flying Eagle. Now I've got one of these graded. It graded out of F15. And it was crazy because it got a straight grade on it. This one's actually pretty good condition too. Hoping it's not cleaned. A lot of them that you get are cleaned, but I'm hoping it's not clean. It's actually got some pretty decent detail, especially on top of the wreath affair. You can see some of the fruits and stuff, and some of the wires and the vines in there. So this is actually pretty nice. And he had it for $55. So just asked him if he'd knock off $5 on it. So I actually picked up for $50. So that's not bad. And like I said, we'll put all these up under the scope here in a second. But what I was talking to you on this mint set here, it had $14 on there. And I guess whenever I was sliding it out, I only slid it out about 3/4 of the way and looked at it. And when he was talking with me, I didn't pull all the way out. But it looks like he originally had $92.25 on it. So I don't know if that was the actual supposable price or if that was the actual supposable price. But when I looked on his book, I know he put down $14. So if I'd have known, I'd have caught him. But I'm a couple hour drive away, and I don't think turning around for, $70 right now would do me any good. So not to be mean on it, I hate that I did that. And I always want to pay for what I'm looking at. If I don't want it, then I don't get it. But anyhow, and then we got this one right here. This is actually $75 for an 1878 Philadelphia. So we got an 1878. This is the first year Morgan. And I do not have an 1878. It's in decent condition. It's probably AU condition there. But a little bit of scratching on the back above the eagle there. A little bit on the left side. But that's nice. So I honestly wanted to get this to see if there was any varieties on there. Because I know 1878 has quite a few varieties on there. I mean, the reading looks good on it all the way around the coin. So that's awesome. So, and actually, I think I picked this one up for $70 from him. So I think we split a couple of the coins off just to help him out. And I know there wasn't a whole lot of sales he was having going on while I was there, but I definitely want to pick up some things from him. So anyhow, let me go ahead and let me put all this stuff up under the scope here. I'm going to set these two back off to the side, but we'll look at everything up under the scope, see if we can get any varieties or whatnot. But giving you guys a heads up, make sure you check your event calendars. Make sure you look in your area. Make sure you're looking at all the fairground locations. Make sure you're looking at all your civic center locations, so forth, so on, for gun shows, coin shows, stuff like that, to where it gets you out and about, get you thinking a little more, probably be a little more crafty, or if you want to catch a hobby or something like that. But just a heads up on that, you guys. Let me go ahead and throw this under scope and see if we get anything. Okay, I went through the war nickels first, went ahead and separated them out. So the first stack here is going to be the 42. So we got 42 Philadelphia, San Francisco. We have the P, D, and S of the 43s there. 44s, we only have the Philadelphia. And then the 45s, we have P, D, and S also. So actually some pretty nice ones in there. Nice little toners that are setting in there. So got a few of them. Got to check the album when I get home. A couple of things to look at on here. Like a lot of the war nickels, you're going to get these peels, the lamination peels all the way across here, everywhere. They're actually pretty nice. They're interesting, but they're really interesting for the pattern, the tiger pattern, the stripes and stuff across there. It's not just one little area, it's all over the coin. So you see like the eyes kind of dipping in. It's a little bit back up on these steps here. Come on back over to the United, see if there's any more up here. Not seeing any there. There's some there on the back, pretty heavy. See if there's anything on the front. And then the serrations of the ones on the front are going opposite way from what the ones on the backs are going. So that's interesting. This is just one of them I pulled aside. Here's another one that I got. I was going to throw under there. Let's see. This one's interesting too, because it sunk that T down inside of it. The peel across there. So that's interesting. Like I said, war nickels are pretty notorious for having those. I know Buffalo nickels also have them. There's a nice little cut, little tear right there. Edge of the Monticello building, and then flip around over. And then some more on the obverse there. So interesting. I would love to be able to get a really good one of these, like really high grade, really nice one. Be able to put in a nice little slab and put up on the desk there, the office desk. But anyhow, we got two more. Another reason why I like picking these up, because I've got a half roll of war nickels at the house, and a lot of times if I take these, but a lot of times when I talk with the coin folks, the only way they'll take war nickels is if you have a lot of them. So and that's just in my neck of the woods and where I've been to. It may not be in yours, but you have to have a lot of war nickels because they're only 35% silver. So it's got to be more bang for their buck if they're going to send them off to try to melt them out and separate the metals. So usually I'm trying to fill out rolls of war nickels, so this right here will knock out a complete roll for me, so that's nice. We're going to go ahead and jump on over here to the wheat cents, and then we'll start moving off to the other coins we got on the table. Okay, I went through the wheat cents as well. We did have a 1910, which is that furthest left one there, so we had 1910 come to 1918, a bunch of the 1919s here, and then 1953, which is kind of random dates in there. But I went ahead and also went through the steel cents. Now we're going to have the Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. And like I said, I just checked through there because there is doubling. You can have DDOs on these steel cents as well. So I wanted to check through there also. But you never know if someone possibly had missed, because there is a really rare date for a 1944 steel cent. So make sure you're checking all your steel cents. If you got a big bag of them or a bunch of them stashed away or stowed somewhere, make sure if it's a 1944, you definitely want to get it graded and checked out because it's worth some money. So anyways, we do have these coins left on the side here. The special mint set, I definitely want to get up under the scope. And then also the Morgan. So let's go jump on these. Okay, so I went ahead and looked up the Morgan real quick because the Morgan, there is a VAM that could be a VAM for these Morgans, and there is a lot of them. So definitely wanted to jump on it first. I went ahead and put it up under the scope and looked for some identifiers on there, and kind of blown away actually looking at it. So I went on the VAM world here. So you type in VAM world. This will bring you up to the main screen right here. You want to go over here to Morgan VAMs by date. And you see this little purple there because I went ahead and highlighted it. So we'll come up here, get my pointer. I highlighted it. It brings you up this big box here of all the dates that you may have. Carson Cities. You got the O mint marks there that are going to be the New Orleans ones. The S mint mark for San Francisco, Carson Cities. So we have the first one, 1878 Philadelphia. I clicked on it. Now, you're going to sit and scroll down for like 10 minutes. This is all the VAMs that you can find. You can find the 8 tail feathers, see all the VAM ones all the way down through there, and scroll and scroll and scroll. All these VAMs that you could get for this 1878. So this coin has been definitely picked through, poked at, and very much abuse for the varieties that are in there. And it takes, reason why I was doing it first off, because it takes. Now what I wanted to come down here was for this right here, 7/8 tail feathers, long knock, parallel arrow feathers. So this right here is what got me, because I remember one identifier a little while back was actually some serrations that were actually on the tail feathers. Now this one right here, let's go ahead and jump onto this first one here. That's an 1878 Philadelphia VAM 30 7/0 tail feathers. So extra talons. It comes here and it actually tells you everything you need to know about what's going on with it. It tells you everything about the stars, about the information of the 8 tail feathers. Some remnants of an 8 tail feather, inner feather ends in the middle of the eagle's right wing, so forth, so on. So this will tell you a lot about it. But what you want to do is you want to come over here and scroll down. And the best thing is it has pictures. It shows you pictures of everything that's on, that could possibly be on the coin. As you see, there's serrations coming through right there. Some that are up top here where the arrows are at. And if you come down here, you'll see a little bit of possible abrasion marks. Same thing with this right here. Another bit of abrasion probably in there. Some doubling that's going to be on that 8. Die crack on the M. So let me just go ahead and go back up top here. Let's look at this, which is going to be the extra talon that's hanging down here and another nod that's on the end of the arrow. So I'm going to flip over the coin to the reverse. We're going to go up here, or go down here. So go down here, and as you see, we have the same thing. We have the extra talon that's hanging out and the notching that's on the back end of the arrow. But then too, we have the serrations that are actually going to be across the bottom side of the tail feathers there. And it's actually right here. If I can get it turned a little bit. But you can see them plain as day. They're sitting right there. It's a little tough to see. Let me see if I can scope a little bit and bend this. So there they are. They're right there, right here, all the way across the bottom of it. Do it again. See, they're all setting up through here. So all of that is there. Let me get tone back in real quick. Then if you come down here to the ribbon where we just showed, you got some more. You got that abrasion marks, the clashing or whatnot. It looks like abrasion marks actually through there. So that's there also. So we have that set up. But there's a lot more going on with this coin actually on the obverse. So if we go back over here, we've got all the identifiers on this for being this variety, which is nice. So we have all those identifiers, but this other one here, if I click back out, I go to the one right below it here, the VAM 30A with the extra talon displaced obverse field. So this one here, so you got a trial and error through here, but this one here, whenever you go through, it shows that you'll have an additional die crack coming It shows right there, VAM 30A with die break at the dot. That's on the E. So that's going to be on the front right here. Flip it over, come up here to the E. It's a little tougher to see, but there is a die crack right here coming through this pinion. And yes, you can see the doubling on there, but that is going to be the die crack you see right there coming through the dot. See the doubling on the P, doubling on the E, doubling on the star right there. It's all the way around it, doubling on that star, doubling on that star. Come down here, this star is doubled. That star is definitely doubled, as you see that. 1878's doubled on it, another double, and all the way around it. But it's interesting because you come over here to the denticles, and right about, I think it's right about where the M is at, honestly. The denticles are actually doubled around these denticles up here too. So the M is doubled. You got a crack coming through the M, coming out the bottom side of the M. So it's a lot on here that actually compares to what this one is. So it's a lot of play for sure. A lot of looking at information on here. We do have the crack through there. We do have the same die crack right there in front of her eyeballs. The crack I just showed you on the M there. So could be any one of these varieties, possibly one of the first two here. Let's actually look at this. A 31 lines through the leg, broken in. No, so it's probably going to be either one of the two right here. And I mean, it's hard for me to tell because I guess I don't think, here, let me stop this. I don't think 8 VAM RB. No, so it's got to be one of these two here. But we got doubling on it too. So that's pretty interesting. So definitely got a VAM. There's a lot to look at. I mean, some of those show like polished up underneath the nose there. It's polished up underneath the nose. You could have doubling in the eyes. I don't see anything really doubled in the eyes. Nothing in the ears. Sometimes you'll have a nice little die chip in the ear, doubling of the ears. So that's pretty cool. We definitely have doubling all along the Pluribus unum through there, some of the stars and so forth, so on. So that's cool. So we definitely have a VAM on this one. That's pretty nice too. It'd be cool to have a, like I say, 7/8 tail feather. That'd be cool. Definitely wanted one of those. Let's go ahead and jump on over to these. All right, well, I finished up checking out everything I could on here. Like I mentioned, the Morgan Dollar here, is a lot going on with it. It's a lot more additional that's on it. Kind of hard to tell what's what, but if you ever submit one of these off, you know, I guess you could on the slip there or the submission form, just maybe mention on there what you're thinking it is. It's possibly a VAM 30, VAM 30A, so forth, so on. So it might help those guys out in submission actually look for that exact location there, and then to be able to spread out from there. Because, like I said, there's a ton of them. As you see, there's probably about 122, 124 different types of VAMs. So make sure whenever you're submitting something like that, maybe pop a note on there for it. Now, if you're only going in and doing the submission just a straight grade, you don't have to put anything for it. But if you're going to put a variety attribution for it, you definitely want to make sure to try to help them out a little bit. Probably put that on your submission form. But anyhow, I also went through the mint set there. That's a beautiful mint set. Usually whenever I see these, it's only the plastic and not the box also with it. So that's nice. I'm going to keep these two together. It's actually the first mint set I have. So that's pretty interesting. But anyhow, I checked everything else out. Didn't have much going on there. Nice selection of years. But we will look through the album that I have at the house for the War Nickels, see if we can load up an album. I might actually try to load up another backward album that I have. I got the original one I'm using is actually from Pocket Change Inspector, so make sure you go check his video out, or his channel out if you haven't already. But I'm going to try to load up as much as I can on this. I might actually, like I say, load up another backward and probably give it away as a giveaway. Have I think it's like 12 or 14 War Nickels that go in that backward. So that may also giveaway for you guys. And then also too, I'm going to check the Wheaton album, see if we can load up any of these in here, which are any better from the 1910 we got, the 18s and the 1919s. And in the 53s, I think we got a better 53s in there, what's in that stack. So anyhow, it was nice to get out and go to the gun show / coin show. But anyhow, hope you guys liked the video. Y'all make sure y'all tap that subscribe button and don't forget to hit the like. We'll see you on the next video.